All right, for more on the U.S. women's national team ahead of the She Believes Cup, time to welcome into this show Ali Krieger. Ali, great to have you with us. You survived a very long day with me in Bristol on Monday. How you doing?
Yeah, that was a dream to hang out all day. No, that was really fun. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm really excited about the tournament coming up. I can't wait to watch the new faces and yeah, I'm actually going Saturday to be a part of the festivities.
All right, look at that. Ali breaking out the travel schedule for us. You've never seen Bristol roll out the red carpet, I got to say. Like the way that they did for Ali Krieger on Monday. Very special there. All right, Ali, I want to ask you about the biggest story right now around this national team. That, of course, Corbin Albert, young midfielder. Some of her previous social media activity has come into question for apparently seeming to support content that was anti-LGBTQ. I want to get your take on this in just a second, but it's such a controversy. It demanded a response from some of the team's veteran leadership. Lindsey Horan, the captain, and Alex Morgan speaking about the issue on Wednesday. Let's listen in.
We've worked extremely hard to uphold the integrity of this national team through all of the generations, and we are extremely, extremely sad that this standard was not upheld. Our fans and our supporters feel like this is a team that they can rally behind, and it's so important that they feel and continue to feel undeniably heard and seen.
We stand by maintaining a safe and respectful space, especially as allies and members of the LGBTQ plus community. And this platform has given us an opportunity to highlight causes that matter to us, something that we never take for granted, and we'll keep using this platform to give attention to causes that are important to us.
Okay, Ali, obviously a sensitive situation, sensitive topic here, but you know that locker room well. How do you think it'll respond to this situation and Corbin Albert specifically?
Yeah, I think the entire locker room will hold her accountable. She definitely needs to be held accountable. I think it was unacceptable. It's disrespectful. It's hurtful. And it's disappointing, ultimately, especially watching our national team over the years create and strive to create a safe space, not only for our LGBTQ plus players, but individuals, fans, supporters, human beings, our trans community, our trans kids, fighting for what's right and fighting for the issues that we believe in and fighting to create a space for everyone and anyone to feel welcomed, to feel safe, to feel supported, to feel accepted in the sport that they love. And it was very disappointing, especially for her to be representing and wearing the number 15 jersey. And that's something to me that was super hurtful because this team has always been standing on the right side of good. And hopefully she can take some time to really think about, what occurred and her actions and the way she can, get out of this hole, so to speak, and really represent this country as a whole, which includes every single human being in it, especially our trans kids and our youth who look up to us. Representing our country on the highest level and using this platform for good, because that is definitely not something that is accepted, I know for sure, within our team as an individual and a player representing the red, white, and blue.
You mentioned the number 15, of course, previously worn by Megan Rapinoe. Apparently, one of the posts that Albert allegedly liked was kind of making light of Megan Rapinoe's injury at the end of her career. So perhaps a long way to go in terms of healing the relationship between Corbin Albert and the rest of the team there with the U.S. women's national team. Let's get to the games themselves, which are coming up this weekend. She Believes Cup kicking off Saturday in Atlanta. United States going to open up against Japan. That's the first semifinal. Brazil and Canada is the other semifinal ahead of a final next Tuesday in Columbus. As we look at this roster, Ali, a couple key returnees that really, I think, raise eyebrows. One is Catarina Macario, and the other is Mallory Swanson. Between the two, who do you see having the biggest impact right now upon their return for the U.S. women's national team?
I think Mallory Swanson, because we have obviously missed her tremendously, and she's grown into some type of leadership role in the front six, which I think we've missed. And just her tenacity, her dynamic of pressure, and just, play the ball out in front of her and run past defenders left and right. She always she creates opportunities. She's one of the best on our set pieces. I think all in all, yes, I think we probably are going to be more excited to see her. But with Katarina Macario coming back into that 9 or even a 10 position is something that we have struggled this past year, the past 2 years, that she hasn't really been invited and available in camp. And so her being a true 9, so to speak, is something that will put fire underneath of Alex Morgan as well, put fire underneath of Sophia Smith, and really kind of anchor that front line again, because I really enjoyed watching her play when she was coming into her own, which held her out of the game for 2 years. So I'm very, very excited that she can be back. Just her vision, her discipline, her knowledge, duo, if we find them on the field at the same time.
Yeah, Ali, we criticize the U.S. attack a lot, not just at the last World Cup, but over the last few years. The real truth of it is they didn't have Swanson, they didn't have Macario. You add those two into firepower. She's 21 years old playing at PSG, as well as Lily Johannes, a 16-year-old who's playing right now at Ajax. Both these players could be in line here in the She Believes Cup for a senior national team debut. However, Ali, I got to ask, we're only a couple months away from the Olympics, so it seems like kind of a weird time to be handing out debuts. What do you think these two young players bring to the pool?
Well, I think, first of all, Lily, I'm so excited because she's from Springfield, Virginia. So for both of us, we have kind of like
Let's go, DMV!
hometown hero, and just at 16, playing in Champions League and putting herself into positions to get better, because we all know that going overseas is such a risk, right? And you make yourself uncomfortable and you put yourself in the situation to just get better. You build around players who are better than you. And so I can just see the experience growing and growing and growing in club. And Champions League obviously sets you up and really challenges you in a way that could carry on to, this new debut with the national team. In this first cap, hopefully that we'll be able to see. But she is, one of the youngest players to start in a group stage match, if not the youngest. She's crafty. She's, and I know that with Emma Hayes' comment about her too, her final pass is supposed to be exceptional. And so we will see that along with her vision and just her overall young talent, and throwing her into this camp and into these games, you have to see, her ability, and you have to see if she can gain that experience. The only way you can do that is if you play her and if you continue to invite her in. And so you have to use these opportunities that you have in order to do that and get them acclimated as for them. Then, they could potentially be in the squad of 18. I think that Eva obviously coming in and being 21, putting herself in a situation at PSG to get better. She said it was always a dream of hers to want to go overseas and play. So leaving Notre Dame only 3 months ago or 4 months ago, and coming in and putting herself into a squad that to gain experience, to be able to then eventually play with the national team. I think this was a great move for both of them. They're gaining experience. You can't promise either one of those players, yes, they're playing it overseas in really, really talented clubs right now. But maybe they wouldn't have had that same opportunity in NWSL. So I think it's really beneficial for them. And then they can just, hopefully gain that European style of play, mix it with their American style of play, and come into camp and really impress. And I think Emma Hayes has been keeping an eye on both of them, a very close eye, even though obviously her focus is on Chelsea. But when she does come in, she obviously needs to have those opinions about the younger players and really get them integrated as soon as and quickly as possible.
Yeah, Johannes, a particularly interesting prospect as well, because we should remember she's dual national. She's actually been called in to an under-19 camp with Netherlands. Their senior manager has talked about her, so we may have a dual nat war brewing there. So good for the U.S. women's national team to get ahead and bring Johannes into camp, even if it is just at 16 years old. All right, Ali, before we get out of here, we've got some news to break. Sources close to the show are telling me that one Ali Krieger is going to play in the TST Women's Tournament. Now, folks will remember last year we had a TST tournament, but it was only the men. It was only the men. Now they've got a women's division, and there's a $1 million cash prize for the women's winner as well. Ali, you're going for the big bucks, huh? Tell us all about it.
Yes, I'm so excited. Heather O'Reilly is putting a team together with mostly former national team players. There's a great mix. I don't know if I'm going to be the only defender. I've only seen a lot of the attacking players, so I think my job is going to be cut out for me. But I am so happy to just enjoy myself for a few days. I told her that I'm only signing up if we win. So I told her, no pressure, but I'm bringing my boots. I'm going to enjoy my time. I actually am starting training here soon, so I don't injure myself. But I'm very, very excited to play in front of the fans and the supporters and, some family members again. So it should be really, really fun.
It's 7v7, Ali, so there will be probably very little defense, whether you're the only defender on the field or not. So look forward to that. Should be a lot of fun. TST going off June 5th through the 10th in Cary, North Carolina. And, of course, you can catch it here on ESPN+. There she is, Ali Krieger. As always, Ali, great to have you with us here on Futbol Americas.
Thank you. Good to be here.